What's going on, guys? Fossil here, and I've got some awesome news regarding AFL Evolution. Patch 2 is on the way. We can actually get our hands on it on Friday. Yes, this Friday at 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And Patch 2 is actually going to be broken down into two stages, A and B. And we're getting Part A on Friday, and we're going to get Part B to Patch 2 at a later date, which is yet to be announced. But the patch we're getting on Friday is Patch 2A, and this is going to be focusing on some of the big issues, the pressing issues that we currently have in AFL Evolution. And then Part 2B will be just to resolve some small issues that we have in the game that probably can wait a little bit longer before they be patched. And also, they've also said Wicked Witch it's going to add a few nice to haves. So it might be adding a few little features which might enhance the game and hopefully make the game overall a more enjoyable experience. Here I'm just going to go through a few of the different things in the patch. There's a lot of things. There's about 50 or so different fixes in Patch 2A. So I'm just going to go through a few of the main parts, and then I'll link it down in the description. You can go to their Facebook page and you can see the whole list of the patch notes if you like. So I'm just going to go through a few of the important things and the things that people might be interested in knowing about. In terms of gameplay side of things, there's going to be an adjustment to the advantage rule. Now, this has been a massive issue. The advantage rule was just terrible. If your free kick was given away and your player just touches the ball before your opponent, that's automatically called an advantage, and that just does not work. Half the time I'd be clicking my players and trying to run away from the contest just so they wouldn't call advantage and throw me in a dodgy situation. So they've actually added a time window where no advantage can be claimed by pressing the L3 button. So this is obviously for PlayStation 4. And there's also going to be turning over the ball in this time will automatically trigger no advantage. So that's an awesome adjustment to the advantage rule. We've got adjustments to interchange and AI stamina usage to increase the number of interchanges that occur. They've fixed an issue where players' stamina would not reset after half time in the third quarter. Now, this includes the pro player not being put back on, because most of the games when your pro player goes to the bench, he normally spends like the whole third quarter on the bench. So that's been fixed, which is awesome. We've got the AI goal kicking is now more realistic, and that's been changed for all difficulties except Legend, because there wasn't really an issue with AI teams missing goals on Legend difficulty, but you would have noticed it was one of the biggest issues in the game. The AI was missing goals from inside the goal square, so that's been rectified, and it should actually make, say if you're playing on medium and you're finding it too easy, that might make it a little bit harder, because now they're going to be getting those easy shots on goal and not missing so much. It'll be a tighter contest for you. So if you're playing on hard, it's a bit easy for you. It's probably going to tighten up the contest and so forth and so on. There's been a fix to the 50-meter penalties given away for people running inside the protected zone. There's now a grace period where the player can leave that zone before the penalty is called. So if you're in that zone when a mark's taken, it's going to give you a chance to get out of there. Give you a couple of seconds just to quickly run out of that area before a 50-meter penalty is called against you. Now, moving on to marking. Marking's probably been one of the most difficult things with AFL Evolution. It's very hard to get a grasp of. I know when I first started playing the game, I couldn't mark anything. It's still difficult. I mean, every time I play, I probably get outmarked by about 20 to 30 marks. I just got to use different tactics to try and win the game. But there actually has been some adjustments, so it's going to make it more competitive for marking contests, and they've adjusted the player marking timing to make it more consistent. And then on easier difficulties, it's going to be a bit more forgiving. Obviously, on the harder difficulties, you're going to have less timing, and you have to get it at the right time. And it's going to actually have the circle now that flashes blue at the optimal timing to press the mark button. We've also added another good feature. This is for Pro Career. They've added the ability to simulate to next appearance when you're fatigued in your pro career. So that's going to save a lot of time. You'll be able to get through your games a lot quicker and not have to sit there for like a quarter and a half if you play on the bench. Now that fatigue and stamina has also been fixed, so that's really good. Moving on to a few things now with the coach career. They've made the AI more selective about trades that they're going to accept in coach career. And if you had to see my stream, I was playing as Carlton and I got the end of the year, and just for fun, we saw what trades we could get done. And I remember I picked up like Buddy Franklin, Bonton Pally, Tom Lynch, Alex Rance. I mean, we picked up so many guns and we were just giving absolute rubbish back and they were accepting it. So that's been tweaked. It's going to be a lot harder to be able to do those unrealistic trades, which is a good thing. You know, you sort of don't want to just have your team full of guns when that's never actually going to happen in real life. They've also fixed the home ground clubs were being incorrect for future years of career mode. So if you had gone past your first season in career mode, start up a second, third season, you would have noticed that a lot of the home grounds for the clubs had changed. So say for example, if your home ground was Etihad Stadium, it then had changed to like Port Melbourne or Bendigo, these random stadiums being your home ground. So that's been fixed and you'll still have the right home grounds for each team. They fixed the excessive number of draws in simulator games. So this is for AI. In your career, you would have seen there's been a lot of draws throughout the AI simulated matches in each round. So that's been fixed, and they've also made the statistics of each team more influential on winning margins and on these simulated games. Now moving on to difficulties, and there's been a massive thing with the difficulty of the game when it comes to the higher ends, say hard and legend. Hard, for me personally, it was too easy. And this is one of the reasons why I stopped playing the game lately, is because playing on hard, it was just too easy, and then playing on legend was near on impossible. I thought legend should have been just called impossible, because it just didn't give you an opportunity. Sometimes the ball would come out of the centre, they would take it from the contest straight in the middle and just kick it to a man on the lead. I couldn't do anything. It doesn't give you a chance to spoil, doesn't give you a chance to tackle. Sometimes on legend it was just impossible. But they've added some more difficulties for, you know, good players at the game, for maybe new people to the game. They've actually renamed easy to very easy, and then they've added in another easy. So easy is now going to be very easy, and then there's going to be another easy, which is a little bit harder. They've also added in challenging, which is a new difficulty between medium and hard, and this might help you progress up the ranks without such a big jump. And they've also added in a really good, this is really good for me personally, very hard. So this is going to be in between hard and legend. So I'll probably go to very hard. It's probably going to be, you know, a decent difficulty for myself. You know, it won't be too hard and it won't be just too ridiculous. So that is one main thing, and I'll be definitely jumping back into the game. That was probably one of the reasons why I haven't been posting a lot of AFL Evolution, was because I didn't want to start up a career on hard and just me smashing every single team. It's kind of boring to watch. It's not fun for me to play. And then on Legend, I can't do anything. I can't win. That's not fun to watch, and it's not fun for me to play in that situation. So very hard is going to be, it's going to be perfect, I think. So we've also got some other fixes to online. I know a lot of people enjoy playing online, but it can be a lot of issues with lag, with someone having a better connection. So they've fixed that up. So the multiplayer sync with players. Ball's only being fumbled on one console. You know, one thing might be happening on your screen, but it's not happening on theirs. That's sort of been synced up a little bit better. So the same thing's happening on both consoles over the internet. Improved mark lag compensation to reduce the ball delay in the air. So it allows for more competitive marking contests. Marking contests should be more even between both players online, and they've improved tackling in high latency conditions. So I remember there were situations where I was playing online and my opponent could just play on and run straight past me. But to me, it looked like, well, how come I'm not tackling him? But he's already ran past like 10 meters. It just didn't make sense. So in some of those situations, there's not a reflection of how good you are at the game. Sometimes, personally, I would dominate online and my opponent couldn't do anything. And then sometimes people would dominate me and I couldn't do anything just because of that lag. And hopefully that's fixed up a bit and it's more competitive for online. And we've got some other little minor fixes. The away team now runs onto the ground before the home team, which is what happens in real life. And they fixed an issue where marks were being paid when the ball hadn't travelled 15 metres. And this was only occurring when it was the AI with the ball. They could kick it 5 metres and get paid the mark. If I personally kicked it 5 metres, they would not pay a 15 metre mark to me. So that's been fixed, and they've also fixed an issue where commentators were calling the players the wrong names. When you all know that commentary isn't the best, but at least that's been fixed. We're not going to have the commentators calling out the wrong player names. There's also a lot of notes that I haven't mentioned in these patch notes It's probably half of them I've gone through, to be honest. So I'm going to link it in the description. You can go over to Wicked Witch's Facebook page and you can have a look at the whole list of patch notes. I didn't want to make this video too long, so I didn't want to go through every single one. But it's all there. You guys can have a look if you go over to Wicked Witch's Facebook page. Now, this brings me to why I've been posting a lot of AFL Evolution lately. I was enjoying the game when it first came out, and then, you know, these issues came. You start noticing the bugs the more you play the game. And I've been waiting for this patch, and I'm happy that there's a very, very hard difficulty. It's going to make it more fun for me to play. Some issues have been fixed. I'm excited to jump back on it. I'll be streaming it, so make sure you come over and watch me stream. And I will be starting up a coach career, and we will be continuing my pro career. Jump back onto AFL Evolution on Friday when the patch comes out. Let me know what you think of the patch. And as I've also mentioned with part B, they're also going to be adding in a few nice to haves, as I mentioned at the start of the video. What is a nice to have that you would like to see in AFL Evolution? Now, don't go overboard by saying something unrealistic that they can't really add into a game through a patch. Just say something minor. I might just kick it off by saying one of the nice to haves would be maybe just to participate in the coin toss at the start of the game. Just something small like that. If you guys think of anything else, let me know in the comments section, and I'd like to see you guys' feedback and see what few little features you like to be added into the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on my next video.